Hi everyone. I am sorry. I'm having some problems getting getting my tension set on this machine. I had to switch out machines so that I don't have my Singer 301 tonight. I got my big Juki. And I usually don't have any trouble with it, but for some reason tonight it just doesn't want to cooperate. Sometimes it can be very much like a spoiled child. Or a husband. Anyway. Anyway, Deb's here. Cactus Deb from Glendale. Hello, Jean from Mount Vernon, Washington. And my friend Linda is here from Rapina, New York. My friend Jan is also here. And Linda, yeah, you know what? We had some Linda Lombardo is my Michigander friend, and she says, "Good evening from Michigan. Hope you didn't have any problems with the weather." Last night we had horrible weather. They were telling us we were going to have a tornado. The winds were up to 75 miles an hour. It was crazy. It really was. But not a lot of damage, nothing. We never did get a tornado, thank goodness. That's the good news, right? Oh my gosh, we've had such a weird spring this year. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll just turn to summer and leave us alone. That's what I'm hoping for. Hi, Joey. Yeah, we do not have any snow. We're expecting 70 degrees by the end of the week. So let's hope that happens. Jean is here from Newfield, New York. Hi. What class? You guys, you missed class? Tippy, no, enough. Go lay down. You missed class. I missed class too. I miss seeing you guys on a regular basis. That's always a good thing, right? Yeah, gee, no thunderstorms tonight. The sun is shining out there, and I noticed when we were eating dinner tonight, it looks like our neighbor's leaves are going to pop out any day now. So I'm hoping for the best. Pam is here from Maine. Hi, Pam, and Carla from a stormy and raining. Oh no, Oklahoma City. Oh, that means we're going to get it. Maureen is here from Kansas. Hi, Maureen. Good to see you. And Karen is here from Arkansas. Lisa from Sugarland. Oh, awesome. And Regina, my friend, is here from North Georgia. Kathy's here from Long Island. I thought about you the other day, Kathy, because I was watching a show on the Civil War and they talked about the Civil War. I don't know. Oh, it might have been World War II. I'm not sure. But anyway, they talked about the enemies going up over Long Island and coming into the states that way. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Sandy is here from a 92-degree Tampa, Florida. Well, Sandy, yeah, I'm wishing it was 92 here. Oh, yeah. Okay, Linda, that was the Tuesday classes. Yeah, yeah. We gotta figure out a new one here. It's coming up soon. Jerry is here from Washington, Charlene from Colorado, Susan from South Carolina, Wanda from across the town. My friend Wanda is here. This is Tuesdays are boring now. Oh, I'm so sorry. Jean says it's 83 degrees there, and Jan says I sent one chat, but it didn't go through. Um, yeah, okay, good. So you didn't get any bad damage, just rain, Jan. That is a good thing. That is a good thing. Uh, Carla's afraid, so they say. So they are showing weather active from southwest of us all the way up to you guys. I know, it was crazy. They were getting these hand-sized hailstones last night. It was nuts. Hi, Marianne from Maine, and it's way too early for us for these type of temperatures, according to Jean. Oh, and Deb is here from the Finger Lakes region. Thunder bumpers right now. Yeah, you're getting what we had yesterday. That's just about the right timing for it to go from one to the other. Okay, I want to make sure that we show that banner tonight. Good morning, Rita from Northern Victoria, Australia. And they're going into their fall season right now. So let's take a look at what we're going to look at today. Okay, I need to back up this camera. Now, with this being a different machine, things are going to look a little different, and I apologize for that. But what we've got here is, whoops, we have got our circles on quilt butterfly. And I don't know if any of you remember, but I did a pillow like with this. And it was for a launch of something. I really don't remember what for. Diane, good morning from Lakes Entrance, Victoria, Australia. Welcome. So we're going to take a look at what this is um, destined to do and what I would like it to do. Okay, so they may not be two, it may be two different things. All right. Now, what's interesting about this is we have the inside just kind of blank. And there we go. I'll make sure you can see it well. And then we have the inside pieces. So we can do just go through and do the butterfly with all of these inside pieces, which we're going to do tonight. And what you're going to see is how different it's going to look. Now let's turn this over so we got the reading, the temper, temperatures. Oh, listen to me. The numbers on the right side. Hi, Marcia's here from Illinois. Welcome. And Lois is here from Delaware, too. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're just really keeping everybody coming back. I hope you don't feel that way after tonight. Okay, so what I want to notice, what I want you to notice is that this template gives us three options. This hole where our tack goes will give us a 9.5 inch design. This hole where the second one goes is going to give you a 10.5 inch design. And then you have here an 11.5 inch design. Now it's really important that you know that there is a big difference between these three, not just the sizes, but in the crosshair rulers that we use. For the 10.5 inch, the center, we have to use a 6-point crosshair ruler. And let me show you what happens if you don't. Okay, this is what will happen if you don't use the 6-point ruler. They do overlap each other. Now, that's not the worst thing, okay? And it's not the ugliest look. And you might like that, and that's fine. If you do, please, by all means, do this. I think it's kind of cool. When I looked at this, it kind of reminded me of a finial on a lamp. I don't know why that happened, but that's what my brain came up with. So what this is 4 rotations on an 8-point crosshair, okay? Definitely not intended to be that way. And this was on the 10.5 with the 10.5 inch hole. That would be the middle one, the middle child, the poor neglected middle child. Always right. Okay, so there it is. Now, what else is gonna happen is these markings right here are a great clue because in reality, these markings show what your reference lines are going to be. The first one at 9.5 is going to be a vertical and horizontal crosshair. The second one at 10.5 comes down here, and that's a 6-point crosshair. The 11.5 comes here and makes the 8-point crosshair. So you've always got this visual reminder here, which I think is excellent. Okay, it's really going to help you. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the 6-point crosshair first. And let me get my little tack out. And I'm going to put it in this way. And I'm not going to guarantee how nice my machine is sewing right now. And it could be because I have 80 weight bobbin in, or 80 weight thread in the bobbin and 40 weight thread on top. Oh, look at, I love that when it comes out perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this guy in. I'm gonna try to keep that glare out of here. There's a little button right here, and I'm gonna work real hard at keeping it off of the template, but I don't wanna guarantee, okay? So I'm gonna go from edge to edge. Which edge do I wanna go from? You know what? It really doesn't matter because if you end here, you're gonna go this way. If you end here, you're going to turn it this way. That's really the only thing at the beginning that you need to know. Which way are you going to be more comfortable turning it? There is another thing that we can do. Um, no, never mind. I was thinking something different. Okay, forget it. We can't do what I was thinking. Oh, guys, it has been a oh, it really has. Okay, where is my bobbin thread coming from here? It's coming from the next county, I think. Okay, there we go. There we go. So anyway, I've got to share this with you guys. Today I put Ken on one of the fancy electronic sewing machines. And I said to him, play with it. And he did. And this is what he came up with. Isn't that amazing? I was so proud of him. I said, Ken, this is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I told him to play with the fancy stitches for a quilt that we're going to make for our great granddaughter. I think it looks very Southwest. Deb, what do you think? Hi, Betty from Oregon, and Patsy's here from Blackwell. Lydia's here from Utah. Okay, and Deb, the storm is messing with your live stream again. I hate it when that happens. I definitely sympathize with you. Okay, there we are. So let's go ahead. Now, this is going to have some kind of weird spaces in here. So I found that it was really important to slow down a lot on this little guy. And I'm going to come at me. So I'm going to come in this direction. I'm going to take it nice and easy. I definitely could see I've got some tension issues going on here. And I'm going to have to figure that out before tomorrow morning. And here we've got this nice curve. Let's speed it up just a little bit here. Make sure you're careful coming around this because this one is easy to fall off of. and around another curve. And these little guys aren't bad. They really aren't. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm finally gonna let go of that thread and I'm going to cut it, okay? And what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna see if I can get this tension to kind of adjust a little bit for me. There we go. Nice and gone. Now I'm gonna come up and over this. When I come over this, what we want to do is we want to end right where we started, correct? Now, the question is, how are we going to get this template to move over here? I have found only one way to do it, and that is to pick it up and move it. Physically move it off to the next line. And there we go. Now I'm starting on this side. It really doesn't matter. This bottom part right here, and let me get my fat fingers out of the way so you can see what I'm talking about. This is going to be stitched twice. No matter which direction we go, it's always going to be stitched twice. All right, let's take a look here. Suzanne is here. Welcome, welcome, Suzanne. Oh, Carrie, welcome. And Georgia is here from Kissimmee, and Carrie from Tennessee. All right. Shelley says, hello from Springfield, Florida, like all stitching. Okay. She says, I like all the stitching for your new great granddaughter's very pretty thread. And it is, it's what Ken picked out. I really love it. The actual size of the butterfly. That's a good question, Jan, because the butterfly itself, we're going to stitch out just the butterfly in two different ways. So why don't we please remind me to go ahead and measure it when we get to that point. Okay, I'm going over here to get, hopefully I can get the link for you guys. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to paste it right there. Oh, the friendly lady is here from Mesa. Hi, Joyce. Good to see you. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and let's get on another rotation here. You know, I've done that 3 times today. I have stitched when I did not want to because the foot on this machine is so touchy compared to the other one. Oh, it's kinda like going from a clutch to an automatic. Oh my goodness. And that's what makes life fun. Always the unexpected, right? And here we go. Can't tell if I came off of that or not. It looks like I might have, but I'm not gonna worry about it. This is why we practice. We practice to find what we're good at and to find our opportunities for improvement. I don't wanna say mistakes or errors because they're not. We're learning. Yeah, there's something weird going on with this machine. It's making some funny noises here. Okay, so now we're going to come here and remember we need to come back to the other side. I prefer doing it just inside of the wingtips here. Make sure my needle is down. Again, I'm just going to flip this template off and twist it and set it back down. And now we're all lined up for the next one. Here's our halfway line. And let's go around again. Nice and steady. These are curves. And I do believe you might know by now what I'm going to say about curves. We want to stitch our stitch length to be a little shorter. And that does not mean we're going into our settings because we are the stitch length. I got a little off center, but you see how I'm fixing that? I ended up with it over here. I'm just going to turn it back. And nobody's ever going to know that I got a little off center with this, okay? That's how we fix things. And it could be I just wasn't holding it tight enough. I wasn't paying attention. It could have been a multitude of different things that caused that for me. Remember, when we're doing this, what we are not doing, we are not pushing our template against the foot, and we're not pushing the foot against the template. That's where we can run into some really big problems. Because what happens if you're pushing that template real hard with that foot, it can just go flying off the deep end. And then we have a lot of stitches to pick out to get back where we're supposed to be. This is a very exceptional space here that you want to slow down because as you can see by slowing down, you can do that perfectly. We'll do, whoops, I need to lift it up and move it around. Okay, there we go. And you notice I'm not moving my foot. I'm only moving my template. There we go. Well, goodness. There. Okay. There we go. I knew I could do it. I knew I could. Okay, let's go ahead and put that here and see what's going on over here. That Holston, it's good to see you from Florida again. And Kelly's here from Arizona. And Jean says she has the single butterfly. And yes, there is. Kathy, I'm so sorry. Kathy said our storm hit them today. Makes for a good time to stay inside. Glad to be there. Awesome. Awesome, Kathy. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of like, oh, I know I've got gardening to do, but I really wish it would rain so I could stay inside and play on my sewing machine. I know the feeling. I do know the feeling. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and line it up. Let's go ahead and do one more rotation because by about now it's starting to get like watching paint dry, and that's never fun. But I did want you to see all of these curves and really pay attention to these curves because if you're like me, what's going to happen is going to happen on these curves. Whether you come off of the template, whether you fall off a cliff, whether you move your template, that's the worst one. I don't know about you guys, but there's been some times I have put in a whole lot of work on something and the template went cattywampus on me. There goes my technical terms again. Tonight too, I do want to show you quilt that I'm right in the process of finishing up. I'm putting it together. And what I did was I made embroideries on half of the squares, and I did log cabin blocks for the other half, and I used my ruler work on them in different ways and in kind of one is kind of weird way, but you know what? It's a baby. Babies don't know. So, oh, so hopefully I hoped I was going to get it done today. My grandson came over. He has prom this week. He's on prom court and he needed his tux altered. It's like, Louis, why didn't you wait until Friday night? Oh, I don't know about you guys. I dislike altering clothes. But of course, I'm not gonna say no to my grandson, especially when he's on court to be hopefully announced as the king. I hope we get to go see it. So, this is it's that they're pretty. They really are. They're just pretty. Now, one of the things you could do in here, and I think it would really enhance it, and let me find, here we go. What that one. What you could do in here is you could get out your circles. I'm going to just get out my simple circle set one. And here we go. Pulling out templates again. You guys must really get tired of seeing me do this nonsense, hey? I don't know. I don't know. I never get tired of it. I really don't because it's just so much fun sharing these things with you. As sometimes I think of them for the moment, like this one, okay? It just comes to mind. We have butterflies that definitely have little eyes on their wings. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put some eyes on their wings. If I can grab my threads, there we go. Now this is gonna cause you to do a lot of tying off, but you know, if the electricity's out for any reason, it gives you something to keep your hands busy, right? Really small stitches here. And I'm gonna come up here. I'm gonna bring it over. Let's get that guy out of there though. What you notice is I'm not cutting my thread here. There we go. I will cut it. It's just for practice. So I will cut it all at the end. And there we go. Now we've just given our butterflies a little more personality. Okay. Oops. And there we go. Cute. Aren't they cute with those little circles in there? I think that it really just kind of dresses them up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now, Jan asked, how big is this? So let's go ahead and grab, okay, here we go. We'll just grab this one because it's handy. Okay, so the height of this is, I would say 4.25 inches from tip to tip, from wing to bottom of the wing. And it looks like it is 4 inches wide. Okay. And yeah, it does not tell us on the package. So we're looking at, oh, bad ruler. I can hardly. Okay, it's 4 inches by 4 inches, Jan. All right, and that is just the inside of this part of the template. Okay, does that answer? Oh, you're so right. Hi, Allison from Southwest Florida. Jan says curly cues for antennas. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But you would still have to put a head on here too to make the curly cues work. And I would probably take, oh, maybe a smaller one. That one's kind of big. I would probably use the same one as I used here. Let's go ahead and do it because we can't. Okay. All right. So we're going to put, and I'm going to start where I would want my curly cues to be. I'll hold that straight. There we go. A lot of stitches in there. There we go. Okay. So, oh, guys, I gotta get this out. Okay, we're gonna break thread and come back to it. That's all. Oh, that's way too small. That's way too small, isn't it? Yeah, we need a bigger one. Let's put this guy in there. Make sure I've got it in the right way so I can take it out. All right. You know, I love the fact that 80 weight bobbin thread lasts so long, but sometimes just picking it up is difficult. Okay, there we go. I'm going to try this again. Oh yeah, this is much better. And it does not have to touch the body. It's going to give us that imagery of a head. Okay. So, oh look, he's singing. Let me get my curly cues out here. Okay, let's see. Curly cues, there you are. I should keep these on my desk all the time because I do use them a lot. Hi, Joyce from Fairfield. How are you to this evening? Of course, it's a little earlier for you. It's still afternoon over there, isn't it? Okay. This might take a while to figure out which size we need here. Okay, let's just, oh, I like that one. Yeah. Okay, I got two sizes here, 4.5 and 3.5. It's gonna have to be 3.5 because I don't have enough room to put the 4.5 in, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull it over here. I could go smaller too, but I need to have it go the right direction. Okay, we're gonna come back here. I'm gonna take that out and I'm gonna travel over right about there. Okay, and we're gonna put it in here. Okay, and back down here. And I'm going to go ahead and pull my needle up and my foot up. Oops, there we go. That was Stacy. Stacy, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Okay, so there's our little curly cute guy, right? Definitely would be better without that guy in there, right? Oh, Joyce says it's 4:33, warm and beautiful out there, and I'll bet it is, Joyce. Okay, so that was our 6 point, and you'll see the whole design comes out to be 9.5 inches, right? I believe that's what it said. Let me get that out. 10.5 inches. I'm sorry. So this is 10.5 inches on a 6 point crosshair ruler. So I'm going to go ahead and take that one out because we are done with that. And I'm still attached here. Okay. And now what I want to show you is what we can do with these pieces. Okay. I think it's really cool what we can do with these pieces here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab them. And pull them out of my little baggie. Okay, I keep my little baggie here. You only need to put stable tape on one side because this is how we're going to put it together in this orientation. So I'm going to take the wings away right now. I'm going to lay this down. What I want to show you is it's actually made to go in here. So what you can do here is you can come and do this with the body, or you can come and do the outline, then put this in. There we go. And then you can come here and put a body in. Those are some of the different ways that can be used. But tonight, I want to do it this way because this is a way that we really don't do often. So, what's going to happen here, if I can get my paper out, is we're going to have a chunky butterfly. And that's what our butterfly is going to look like. He's going to have a chunky little body and chunky little wings, just like me. Well, the chunky body part, anyway, I don't have wings. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, if we didn't want the chunky body, what we would do is just do the wings. Okay, but we're going to do both of them. There's always so many ways that we can do things. So here we go. I'm just going to move these off to the side. And I'm going to put my foot right at the top of the body here. You'll see I've got stable tape. There are no markings on here. So you can stitch it whatever direction you want, but I'm going to start at the top. Come on, there we go. I'm going to put that foot and put that needle back down. Take my one stitch in place and come around. Now, what I've done here is what I always caution you guys. Don't push, but you'll see what I did is I did push. I pushed the template with my foot. So I'm going to lift that up and I'm just going to take that out and you'll see how easily this comes out because I don't have that many stitches in here. So there you go, gone, just like that. And we're going to try that again. Okay, this time I hope not to disappoint you. All right, there we go. There. Keep it nice and straight and keep a good grip on it. but don't put a death grip on it because if you do, you're not going to be moving anywhere fast, okay? And there we go. That worked a whole lot better this time. Don't stitch your fingers. That's not a good thing. I'm going to turn this because I want you to have a good view of exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and trim those. All right, there we go. Holding it at the top and the bottom. Coming right around the bottom and back up to the top. Now that's my chunky body. And again, I'm going to go ahead and turn this a little bit. I would not do that if I didn't do it, doing it because I want you to see it. But normally, if I were just stitching it out, I wouldn't do it. So there's the chunky body. I love the chunky body. Oh, it reminds me of my little grandson, great grandson. Okay, just gonna take one stitch out and around we're gonna go. Remember, don't push, use small stitches, keep everything in place. Around we go. And onto the bottom wing. This is where it's really helpful to be able to stitch in all directions. There we go. Okay, so there's our first wing. Now remember, these wings could be put either way. Um, they are interchangeable. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to travel, and here we go. A little bit more. We're almost there. There we go. Keep heading around and close it up. And there we've got our chunky butterfly. There he is. Now let's go ahead and measure this one, Jan, okay? So this one now is 5 inches. It's almost 5. It's 5 1/8 inches wide. And it is 5 inches tall. So that is a larger, that is definitely a larger butterfly by using the inside cutouts. And that is what we should find. That is normal. Okay. It's like that when we have a circle. If we have the inside of the template cut out of a circle, it's going to be wider. And that's what you would expect to find. So let's see who else is here. Um, Joey, are you asking for the name of the template, darling? If you are, It is called Circles on Quilts Butterfly Template. Okay. Nancy is here from Victoria, Australia. Good morning, Nancy. Nice to see you and very happy to have you with us. Anne is here from Texas. And I hope it's not too hot down there for you. We're hearing that the temperatures are starting to rise in the south, so that's a good thing. And Margaret's here from Melbourne, Australia. Oh, Margaret, you're so welcome. Susan says she likes the chunky butterfly. Truthfully, so do I. I think it's got some personality with it. So, yeah, definitely would use that in my travels with my, oh, Anne says it's not getting that warm yet. Okay, good, good. All right. So now that we've done the chunky butterfly, I'm going to put my toys away here. And I'm going to pull out my last practice square. But before I do want to show you guys something. We talked about this not too long ago. So I'm going to pull it out here. I'm working on a baby quilt. I'm going to pull it back and up quite a ways. There we go. Winnie the Pooh, of course, you can tell that. But here's what I did between each embroidered block. I used my log cabin block. And on this one, I used a Spinifex. I think this was Spinifex 2. Here I used the I used the Baptistan, the mini Baptistan, and then I used the connecting hearts on this one. I used hearts all over this one, kind of framed Eeyore with the hearts. Let's see what else we got going on here. Okay. Well, I'm going to drop everything here. Here's another Spinifex that I used on a log cabin heart. And oh, this is my favorite one. I love this one, you guys. This is the strand of hearts that I used on this one. So I know that people ask sometimes, can you use this on real stuff? Oh, absolutely, you can use it on real quilts. And I just like to show you that I did. Okay, I've got some other ones here. I'm not going to bore you with all of them, but it gives you a chance to see how we use the templates on our projects. I don't take the templates out on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and then ignore them the rest of the week. I use them in the projects that I'm working on. I've got a fun one that I've got coming up that you guys will see eventually. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It really is. Okay, so we've got ourselves back where we need to be, right? Good. Any questions before we get going on this last one? Oh, thank you, Linda. Yeah, it really is. It turned out really cute. And we were going to do another one with Hello Kitty for our great granddaughter, Adeline. Okay. Who hopefully is going to join us in July, early July. All right. I am going to put this in the center like I always do or try to do. Okay, there. It's going to end up on the floor again. Oh, goodness. I just bumped you. I apologize. I hate when I do that. Okay, there we go. There. So let's do this. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but if we were going to do 4 points, 4 reference lines, and have this be 9.5 inches from here over to here, this is where we would put our pin, our tack. Okay? I've got to straighten you guys out. That would drive me up a wall. I'm sorry. Ah, wrong way, Corrigan. Okay, there we go. So what I want you to see is you would meet here. If we want to do it at 11.5 inches, we're going to bring it all the way up here. We're going to do 8 rotations, and it's going to meet here. Are there any questions about that? Linda says, oh, thank you. Linda Shell says she loves the name Adeline. I do too. I really do. And it doesn't surprise me that those two would pick out a name like that because they're really free spirits, both of them. Linda Lombardo says, I have a hard time placing the pin. I'm going to tell you, Linda, the reason I know that I have a hard time placing it sometimes also, and the reason that I do is because I can get it from the top side to the bottom side straight. And what I mean by that is it comes in straight through. But then when I come on the back side and put it in, now with the fusible fleece and nothing else, it's not as big a deal. It's hard to get that pin to come straight through and have it end up exactly where you want it on top. And that to me is just something that's going to take some practice. Okay. Fortunately, there's no magic cure for it. I wish there was, Linda, but there isn't. So here we go. We are going to pull our bobbin thread up, and we're going to go ahead and make a rotation here. And I want to make sure you've got a good view. There we go. All right. First stitch in place. Here we go. This is right here is where I'm going to start to slow down now. I'm going to slow down here, here. I'm staying nice and slow. Here, staying nice and slow. Now I'm at a point that I can speed up a little bit. And I just came off of my, okay. Part of this, I think, is because I really can't see very well in there. Okay, so here I'm going to slow down a little bit, get around that corner, lots of threads. And now we're going to go ahead and speed up again, paying particular attention to keep myself on the template. And then I'm going to slow down over these moguls. They remind me of skiing moguls. I'm sorry. But it's a good explanation. And coming around, we can speed up just a little bit here. Don't forget your hesitation stitch. And now around we go and stop. I'm going to turn it around, take it off, and replace it. Come back here, set my template again, and there we go. Here we go. Slow down over the moguls. You can speed back up on the curve. It's a beautiful flowing curve. I like to slow down, I'm sorry, a little bit here. And around, we're gonna go here. Keeping those stitches short. Coming to the bottom. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stitch over to the left and then come back to the right. And I looked at the clock. Can you tell? I certainly can. Okay. And again, we're going to take it off of the pin and we're going to move it around and set it back down. I'm going to make one stitch in. There we go. And back at it. Now, I'm going to get up here way and I want to show you something. I'm going to stop right there. And here it is. What I'm going to show you is how we can put the body in here while we're stitching away. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and slide that in. Now I'm going to take that out because I want to finish up the bottom here. So I'm going to come around. About where I think it's going to be, and it might be off just a hair. Yeah, I went about a stitch too far. Well, actually, it's pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back up. Come around. Now, what this is going to be is this is not going to be realistic. It's just going to be a representation. And we need to get back here and stitch this. And to do that, I would probably come around here, up, over here, and back down. So let's go ahead and do that. I know exactly where I need to stop because this line of stitching is here. And we're gonna, whoops, I want my stable tape side down. Gonna come back up. There we go. We're gonna take that out here for a second. I'm gonna put it this way so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and we're gonna come down here. Now remember, every single bobble and every single stitched line that's not perfect is going to show on here. And the reason it's going to show is because I have a really high contrast thread. You're not going to have that. So chances are you're not going to see every wiggle and wobble that you put in here. Although we want our stitches to be absolute perfection, it's pretty hard to always get that way. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and take it off again and move it over, and we're going to stop. There we go. Now we can do the same thing. Instead of using the body, we can do the same thing with the wings. And let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to look for some comments first, though. Okay. Okay. Jan Jan said, "Woohoo, she ordered it the first time." Okay, Susan asked, "Have I ever taped the pin on top of the fabric?" Susan, yes, I have. I have. Um, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I like it equally well either way. I'll be honest with you. I really do. Um, but I do put it in the back more often, and the better I get at it, the more I do it that way. Okay. There is absolutely nothing wrong with putting tape on it and taping it to the front. That's how Danelle McAdams does it. And hers, she does beautiful work. Everything she does is gorgeous. And she's the one that I learned from being able to tape your pin to the top. And it's a great alternative. It really is. It really is. Okay, Linda said to Susan, yes, she has, but still practice putting it in from the back. Okay, let's see what Jan said. If you don't want a chunky body, you could use the orange peel for the body, giving it a slimmer look. Actually, Jan, you're right. But we're going to do this next, and this is going to give a slimmer look to the body too, okay? I'm going to show you how to do it with the templates we have. Okay. You know what, Maureen? That is so great. This is basically what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to use the wings instead of the inside template to put the body in. So you're one step ahead of me, Maureen. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come and I'm going to get up here. So here's what we're going to do. Get my foot on here. I'm going to come up. And there we go. I'm going to be honest with you, I forgot how far I have to go to make this work. So I'm going to get my wings out here. And of course, it's the other wing that I want. And let's take a look. Oh, we got a way to go. Yeah, we want to get this right in the center. Okay. Yeah, it's actually gotta go just a little bit further, but that's okay. We'll get it there. There we go. It sets right in there. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come down. We're gonna stop when it gets in the middle, right there. Now what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna go ahead and move this around. I'm gonna take that wing out, and I'm going to turn it over, turn it around, put the other wing in, and I'm going to line it back up. Okay, so there we are. And there's the thinner body. Now we can take this out and we're going to go ahead and finish up our butterfly. And this is going to be the thin body, the one I wish I had. Oh, we're going to come back. And I'm going to go ahead and take this out. And there's the thin body. So much better, right, guys? So, so much better. Go ahead and snip that thread. I think if I can find it, there it is. All right. So there's the fat body. Don't like that at all. That's the thin body. I don't know about you guys, but I'd pick the thin one every time. Okay. Uh, okay. Maureen said she thought it would be better to use the wings inside the template to make the body. Put one wing sew down the middle, then put the other wing on. And that's pretty basically what we did, Maureen. Pretty basically. Okay. She also asked, couldn't you go ahead and put the head and antennas on after the body and before completing the second side? Absolutely. You certainly could do that, Maureen. That would work as well. Okay. Um, I would have to, I guess I would need to sit down and I think it was the 1 inch circle that we made for the dots in the wings here, and then a 1.5 inch for the head. And I use 3.5 inch antenna, although 2.5 would work just as well. Okay. Donna says it's much better. She likes it. Maureen likes the second one better. Definitely better, Joyce says. Sure glad I can unplug this laptop. Thunder is rocking and rolling like crazy here. It hasn't started raining yet. So that's from Carla. Carla, you stay safe. If you're getting what we had last night, it's a nasty storm. Tatis Deb says she definitely likes the skinny body, and so do I. Tell me how I get it without giving up candy. Oh, Carla says she would free motion the head. Good idea, Carla. I like that a lot. Definitely. Um, I'm liking these templates. We could do so many other things with them, and we could easily free motion inside of here to give it a little bit of texture. And let's go ahead. I'm just going to do a bit of it here, just a little. This is gonna be interesting because I have not used this machine for this in quite a while. So you could just put a little stippling in here and make it nice and easy, and you can see that I've got trouble with my tension here, so I'm gonna have to work that out. Or if you wanna give it some, movement, swirls are always good for that. And we'll come back out. Of course, head off down this way. And so, I mean, you could put anything in there that you want. You really could, and it would work. Definitely give it a little pizzazz. Definitely. So that is what I have for you guys today. And tomorrow we are going to do Spinifex 14, and that's going to be at 8 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Mountain, 6 a.m. Pacific, and 6, 7, 8, 9 a.m. Eastern. And I think it's like 11 p.m. over in Australia. I don't remember. 9. Okay. Yep. 9. Oh, goodness. I just appreciate you guys so much being here. It's so much fun. I just really enjoy it. Enjoy it. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. And I hope that I see everyone tomorrow morning with your cup of coffee. And you know what's really nice? You can have your slippers on. Joyce said there's no such thing as 6 a.m. She'll watch it later. Oh, Joyce, thank you so much. Oh, Marianne, you are welcome. I really appreciate you guys. You make my heart smile. So until we meet again, let's quilt.